Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Khan. It's my good luck today to be sitting with one of Pakistan's greatest academics and scholars, Professor Jamil Ahmed Chitrali, who is a well-known media person known as Jamil Chitrali. I'm sure everybody knows him. He is a distinguished professor of sociology and a director of the Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies at the University of Peshawar. Today, we will talk to him and discuss with him the issue of peace and conflict, upon which he is an authority and an expert. Before we talk, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so now. Thank you so much, sir, for allowing us to speak to you.
Most welcome, Dr. Khan. It's an honor, a privilege to have you at this institute. We are all learning how to bring peace to the society, particularly in sitting in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And we hope our discussion today would lead us in this direction to bring into the club many more people who are watching you through your channel, us, and because the people of this region are very much suffered in the last 4 decades in particular. And to bridge the gap, we need to train human resource in this area as peace professionals. We would go further into this area when you get into the discussion.
Thank you so much. So a while back, while we were having tea, Professor Chitrali told me something very interesting about peace. You said that peace was not a tangible thing. It was an abstract concept, and it was an abstract notion. And I'm very much interested in knowing a little bit more about that.
Actually, all human sentiments are somehow in due course of history, history of mankind. We translated those sentiments into verbal expressions and given them name or, titles. Like we call a Pashtun. Now,
Yes.
to be a Pashtun, it's a very ideal abstract term because to you and me, a person sitting in a village is more, Pashtun. To a person sitting in America from the same region would look at you and me as more cultural, Yes. So it varies with time and space, the meaning of a concept get changed. Peace, as the term says, is inclusive for all mankind. It is not for a particular race, ethnicity, linguistic group, or a person, or it's for everyone.
Yes.
And when we talk about peace, it's not restricted to humanity only.
Yes.
We talk about the globe, we talk about the universe, because if the birds in my surrounding are not in peace, their voices, their noises would make me, disturbed.
Yes.
I would not be able to stay at peace. So the whole environment, when it gets peaceful. Now, when we talk about the whole environment is peaceful, we are into a wishful thinking as if we are sitting in a paradise.
Yes.
And paradise is a very abstract concept.
Yes.
No one knows how the paradise would actually be.
Correct.
But then, if you are into a profession and you claim it to be a scientific study, then you need to define it.
Yes.
So then, different experiments, different researches,
Different approaches.
contributed in to make peace a concept.
Yeah.
And now we say there is a negative peace, there is a positive peace, negative peace when there is no war.
Yes. Absence of
Absence of war is peace, but negative peace.
Yes.
When you talk about positive peace, then you get into, as we were discussing, I translate it into sustainable development goals.
Yes.
The best indicators you get in a society or in a country, you rank them at the height in terms of sustainable development goals. But at the same time, we call it a peaceful society. So if you see on Global Peace Index for 2020-24, the countries who are on the top, like Scandinavia and Canada and countries where there are good indicators for sustainable development goal, they are high ranked in terms of peace ranking.
All right. Okay.
But this is still a contested term. Research is in
One way of
progress.
looking at it.
Yes, and people are trying to explore it further because, you know, as much as we understand human behaviors, the better would become the world for us to live.
Yes.
Because then it would be easier to predict
Yes.
the future behavior of ours. It's like the more we have explored the aerodynamics,
Yes.
the wavelengths of the air, the more now we are able to reach to the,
Manipulated environment.
you can swim in the air
Yes.
because you understand the details of the aerodynamics. So the details we know about human behaviors,
Yes.
it would be easier to maneuver into those behaviors.
So thank you so much. I think this is very enlightening. So I would just say what you said. Maybe I'll try to paraphrase it for myself. So peace could be just the absence of war or conflict. That would be negative peace. Positive peace would be when you have harmony in society as indicated by those indicators such as progress, health, and other parameters.
Well,
I think, as you said, it's a good way of looking at it, at least for people who are studying it, or people, and of course it's relevant to everyone. This is one way of looking at it.
that is the reason that this is contested, Doctor. Like, there are two schools of thoughts. One, the school who look at it from the security paradigm.
Yes.
They understand peace studies as something where you talk about global diplomacy, negotiation on, world politics, economy, wars, security, and defense. But there is another school of thought which is called development paradigm of peace studies.
Yes.
They consider health indicators, human right indicators in the status of your women and children and, marginalized communities, transgender, how they live in a given society, how opportunities are given to everyone.
Yes.
How the equitable resource distribution is in a given society.
Yes.
Based on those indicators, health and education and access to justice and access to information, collectively then makes, this what we call sustainable development goals. And the one, there then comes psychologist, there then comes the theologist, there then comes sociologist, economist. They all contribute to make a society happy and pleasant and smiling for everyone.
And then it's truly peaceful.
Then that is positive peace.
I think that's an excellent point that you explained, I think, for me and for our viewers, because at least for me, I thought that, peace mainly means, absence of war. And I was expecting that maybe it's more than that. But thank you for explaining that. And now I can see that peace encompasses a lot more than just the absence of turmoil or conflict or war. So I just want to ask also, how do you define conflict then?
Conflict is basically the foundation of all human creativities. Freud explains that an individual has always a conflict of his instinctive features with the social learning, and that conflict grows and the response mechanism develop his ego, based on the superego, and the conflict with the superego develop the ego.
Yes.
Not getting into that complex explanation, because viewers are very diverse for your channel. As I've studied, I have read and I've watched your different programs. I explain it in a simple way.
Yes.
I said conflict is the mother of all inventions in mankind history. Conflict is, I'm in conflict with the nature. I learned how to make this shelter, and now we sit in a pleasant environment in a room. I have conflict with the weather, and the cold waves would obstruct me. So I had these heaters. I had a conflict with the warm weather, so I invented air conditioners.
Correct.
The stone and the hammer had a conflict. They were managed how to struck to the stone, and we have carpeted motorways. So every invention, every creativity is stemmed out of a conflict. But as the term is having a negative connotation, so it is always taken that it's not bad. It's bad. No, it's not bad. Conflict, if not there, we would have lived in Stone Ages.
Yes.
We always have conflict with the culture, with the environment, and we try to find out way outs. If these way outs are in progressive nature,
Yes.
if they are in a well-managed manner, if they are well-maneuvered with inclusiveness, it leads to development.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you stop them, if you resist it, it is like flowing water. Your human thoughts are like flowing water. They would find their ways.
Yes.
And the way they find would not be like the rivers we have, not the canals that we have established, but it would be like a flood.
They won't be adaptive.
Like the flood takes its own route.
Yes.
Canal you can manage.
Yes.
So if you have a conflict with anything,
Yes.
you manage it. It is like construction of canal system. If you don't manage it, it is like flood. It has to find its ways, but that would come with a lot of distractions.
Yes.
So conflicts, if not managed, leads to destruction,
Yes.
which ultimately also gives some productivity.
Yes.
But if you manage it, the productivity would be multifold
Yes.
with less damages. So therefore, in the peace and conflict studies discipline, we try to train our graduate with conflict management skills,
Yes.
the different tools and strategies how to manage a conflict, mediation skills, negotiation skills.
Right.
And these three are the expertise. These are the tools, you say, just like for any profession,
Yes.
they have their own tools.
Yes.
So for peace professionals, negotiation, conflict management, and mediation are the tools through which it swim in the global community, try to resolve conflicts and serve for peace building.
Yeah. Conflict and peace in the context of Pakistan. How do you see Pakistan? Is there peace, or is there a semblance of peace? Is there conflict? And if it is there, what nature does it have?
You see, Pakistan is a country very much diverse.
Yes.
Diverse not in the sense of politics only, but we are culturally diverse people.
Yes.
Punjabi, Sindhi, Balochi, Kashmiri, Chitrali, Pashtun cultures, all are different.
Correct.
To some extent, 180 angle different from each other.
Yes.
We have weather like of Sakkar, Simbi, Dar es Khan, 50 plus.
Yes.
We have temperatures in Gilgit, in Shigar, in Chitral, some valleys, in many north areas where it goes into minus 50.
Yes.
So such a diverse, topography, diverse culture, diverse political thoughts. And diversity always brings conflicts.
Yes.
But then you look at this diversity, of course, this geographic diversity and cultural diversity also reflects that we belong to different regions.
Yes.
We are Central Asian, we are South Asian, we belong to Middle East.
Yes.
And that is the reason we say that we fall on a political platelet which is in conflict with many other platelets. So we are on the fault line in terms of
From all
global conflict.
Yeah.
The region where lives Kurdistan,
Yes.
they are divided into 3 states,
Yes.
Turkey, Iraq,
Yes.
So similarly, Pashtun divided into Afghanistan and Pakistan. Similarly, there is an issue with Palestine. So or Mexican. wherever there are a nation living on a political fault line, there would be more eruptions of violent conflicts.
Yes.
So Pakistan is geographically, a political geography of the state is such a complex phenomena that it is one of the fault line.
Yes.
So we are always in conflict. Then we are in a transition.
Yes.
Russian conflict with the West. Now Chinese struggle for political hegemony with America. All fights are on its interplay in this region, in Pakistan, in Afghan-Pak region.
Yeah.
So there are so many factors, whether you take development, whether you take politics, economy, technology.
Yes.
In all fields, Pakistan is like a showcase where you can see all blends and all shades of global conflicts
Yes.
on display.
Correct.
So Pakistan is a beautiful case study for all global peace professionals to come and study the ethnic, sectarian, political, all kinds of conflict, environment, everything. You name a global conflict and you will find a shade in Pakistan.
Correct. Yeah, actually, that's an excellent analysis. I want also to know, as you said, that conflict is not always bad, or it does not have to always be seen as something destructive. If taken appropriately, this would be channelized into something productive. So the conflicts that we see in Pakistan, how can they be channelized to something useful? Or in other words, how do we resolve these conflicts in a way that is amicable and that actually is helpful rather than harmful for Pakistan?
You see, when the NATO forces were first attacking Afghanistan, they would come with B-1 fighter jets.
Yes.
And local people sitting on ground in different provinces, what they call wilayat in Afghanistan.
Yes.
In different ulaswali, what we call districts in Afghanistan. And they would literally put certain bushes on fire so the fighter jet can find it as a living object and they bombard it. And when the bombardment comes, they would search for the shells, the empty shells, to sell it.
Yes.
And earn some money. The level of resilience can put their lives on risk to get some iron. Pakistan is a country which lived in such an environment.
Yes.
We are such a resilient nation that all these conflicts have made us learn how to live with it.
Yes.
So we are out of a turmoil between Russia and America. We've been out of turmoil between America and the rest of the world. And now we are getting into a third turmoil where Americans are and Chinese are in conflict, or Chinese and Indians are in.
They're fighting for influence and we are the battleground.
So Pakistan, in all these conflicts, in all these things, we become a resilient nation.
Yes.
And that is something which is paying us. Like our people survived in the COVID, the best. Our people survived in all sorts of calamities. The 2005 earthquake, you take the 2010 flood, or many other calamities. So I'm optimist. I'm hopeful that what you see currently is another wave of violence that is erupted in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in Balochistan. These are symptoms of our resilience. Like people would say, looking at the crime hike in a city, that crimes are increasing. One sociologist would explain it, then the institutions are weak. The other would get another definition that people are symbolically protesting, identifying an issue.
Yes.
So I look at these incidents of violence or eruption of new waves of violence in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in Balochistan, as a signal that system is responding now.
Yes.
And I'm hopeful that the future of Pakistan is good. It is positive.
Just one final question. for the youth, for a young person in Pakistan, what should they think about when it comes to political tolerance or intolerance, or contributing toward peace in the country?
You see, this is a very important question because we engaged with the students always in the classroom, out of class, and in different forums. We need to learn as youth of Pakistan that everything that comes premature is bad.
Yes.
It has never been productive.
Yes.
If you allow a 14 years age boy or girl to get married,
Yes.
because that is not appropriate age. Though the hormones are very active, they want to get married,
Yes.
but the law and the parents and everyone would not allow you based on their experiential knowledge.
Yes.
So everything that comes premature is not good.
Yes.
If you are a student, focus on academics.
Yes.
When you finish with your studies, you want to get into politics, do so.
Right.
If you are a youngster and you are into a profession, try to learn that profession, not politics.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
for a,
Don't get carried away.
like as an ordinary person, my job is to excel in academics and research.
Yes.
Why would I get into active politics?
Correct.
As a political human, as a political entity, my role is to go for vote,
Yes.
or vote for a manifesto that I like,
Yeah.
and I am free in that. Every citizen is free. But if I indulge into something beyond certain limit, where I compromise my basic responsibility, like we are free to comment, to criticize anything we like, but it should not compromise my basic entity.
Correct.
So as a youth, whatever is your basic profession, never compromise it for something that is not your basic responsibility.
Correct.
That is my,
Message.
I hope it is not that much complex to understand.
Yes. It's a very important message, because nowadays, as we see, many young people, obviously, again, they're trying to respond to the conflict, but in ways that may not be quite adaptive.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, Professor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahman. It was a very pleasure of mine and an honor, and I'm thankful because you provided us a forum where we can talk about peace. And as a peace professional, I am always to explore forums like yours where we have a good viewership and a decent viewership that your channel has. So I'm again thankful to you.
Thank you.